Game actions and first turn. Game actions are all the things that you can do during your turn. Click this button to open the game action dialog. There are two main groups of actions. Key actions are things that you usually don't want to skip during the turn, like settlement construction or armed forces movement. Optional actions include unlocking advances and increasing national indicators. You might want to take these actions, but sometimes you will skip them to save resources for another turn. Game Action Dialog is a convenience tool helping you not to miss important decisions in the game. The arrows will take you to the dialogue or location where the action can be taken. So let's now implement those actions, starting with the building construction in Jakarta. Jakarta can construct one of 4 buildings: gatherer camp, fishery, shipyard, or toolmaker. Clicking this arrow takes us to the settlements building section, and here we can construct a fishery. This fishery is the 4th building in Jakarta. Since there are enough idle citizens in the settlement, all 4 of fisheries worker slots have been automatically filled. If that was not the case, you would have to fire workers from other buildings and then hire them in the newly constructed one. Note that fishing consumes 1 unit of tools per turn, so we also need to make sure there are tools in the settlement's warehouse. At the start of the game, you get a small amount of tools, as well as some basic construction materials, for free, but these will not last for long. So in the near future, we will want to build a toolmaker as well. We cannot construct toolmaker this turn, but we can mark it as priority. Marking construction as priority does not have any gameplay impact and is only useful as a reminder to yourself, particularly in prolonged multiplayer games. Structures marked as priority will be highlighted and you will be reminded about them in various ways until they are constructed or the priority removed. Let's move to the second key action and construct an infrastructure in Jakarta. Any of the 3 available projects, marketplace, paved roads, or mud brick house could be a good choice, but we will go with the house this turn. Now 6 out of 25 Jakarta's citizens have a shelter, which significantly improves settlement's happiness. Let's continue with the actions. Our army can still move this turn. Click this arrow to see where it is located. By the way, there are 2 numbers on the Game Action button. The first number indicates how many entities in the Selected Map view mode have remaining actions. In our case, the currently selected mode is Army View Mode, which means that there is 1 army with some movement points left. The second number, 2, is the total key actions that can still be taken this turn. Okay, let's move our army. One of the first things you will want to do at the start of any game is to expand your starting settlement by founding a suburb. But remember, one of the requirements to found a suburb in an area is that this area must have all its neighbouring land tiles explored. Therefore, we first need to identify the location of our first suburb, and then we can send our scouting army to explore the land surrounding this location. Any of these 4 areas are good candidates for a suburb. Areas with forest and rock terrain are always very important, since they allow more efficient wood and stone production, and enable 2 very useful early game buildings: Hunting Lodge and Quarry. This tile provides a huge social experience bonus, crucial for upgrading and expanding our settlements. Finally, this area gives a large clay production bonus, and also has only 1 unexplored land area in the neighbourhood. Eventually we would like to find a suburb in all of these 4 tiles, but I would probably start with this one, followed by the second suburb here. So let's move our army to this tile, and we can explore its 3 nearby land areas in the following turns. One final key action that remains is moving our fleet. Let's send it to explore one of the ocean areas, somewhere towards the middle of the map. We are done with the key actions, but there are a couple of optional ones still remaining. We will not bother increasing indicators this turn. There usually are better ways to spend tokens in the early game. However, we will unlock the Autocracy Advance, which will allow Jakarta to have 2 suburbs. Let's also take a look at those 2 buttons. This button opens the Product Overview dialog, a convenience tool helping you to track production, demand, and trade of products in your settlements. The other button opens the Construction Overview dialog, which displays all the production buildings in your settlements, as well as their current productions and worker counts. All of the partial and priority construction projects can also be seen here. We can end our first turn now. Turn 2 is underway, and of particular interest is the news that our population now demands a new consumer product, tableware. If you don't know how to produce a product, you can look it up in the game manual. Here we can see that tableware is unlocked by the Pottery Advance and can be produced by the Pottery Building. So let's also search for pottery in the manual. And we can see what this building's construction cost, worker count, and production input and output is. We have the resources to unlock the Pottery Advance and proceed with setting up the tableware production in Jakarta. Or we could prioritise farming or mining instead. But we will talk more about advances in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.